Now, Sudan may soon get a democratic government. The country's military leader, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, has announced that the army would make way for a civilian government by not participating in the national talks facilitated by the UN and regional blocs. The military leader urged political revolutionary groups to start talks for forming a transitional government and to break the military's stalemate with the civilian opposition. He further said that the military will be committed to implementing the outcomes of the dialogue and that the ruling sovereign council under him, which includes military and civilian members, would be dissolved after a new government takes shape. Burhan's remarks came after most civilian groups refused to negotiate with the military after its coup last year. And for more on the story, take a look at this next report.
Sudan's military leader says the army will be stepping back from political talks, paving the way for political and revolutionary groups to form a transitional government. General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan made the announcement in a televised speech on Monday. Dialogue, he said, would bring everyone back to the path of democratic transition.
It was decided that first, the non-participation of the military institution in the current negotiations, which are facilitated by the tripartite mechanism to make room for political and revolutionary forces and other national factions to form a civilian government of independent national competencies. Secondly, after the formation of the executive government, the Sovereignty Council will be dissolved and the Supreme Council of the Armed Forces will be formed to assume supreme command of the regular forces and be responsible for security and defense tasks.
This comes after months of demonstrations in Sudan against his military leadership. At least 8 people died in a protest last week. The military seized power last October, replacing a transitional government that was formed after the toppling of President Omar al-Bashir in 2019. More than 100 protesters have died since then, and the UN's Human Rights Commissioner says some 335 have been arrested. In his speech, Burhan did not clarify the scope of the military's role in politics going forward, but he said it will be committed to implementing the outcomes of talks, which are backed by the UN and the African Union.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.